So hello, welcome to NVN Dubai. Now before we give you the full walk and talk of this remarkable building, I want to share a little story. You see this lounge that I'm sat at right now? This entire carpet area is what made up the very first NVN lounge in Dubai. It was based on an industrial estate, quite back street, and the entrance to it was this little red door, quite dusty outside, and you never would have believed what was inside. This space here acted as my hub. It acted as this networking place, a destination to meet like-minded people who just loved cars in this region. And since then, it was this space here that gave myself and my partner in MVN the idea of expanding to London, and it's gone from this to this.
Down in the hole again. I cannot remember what my life was like. Getting old instead. It's been a few since I got on my bike. You know the way to get right back.
So effectively, MVN Dubai is split into three colossal spaces. The storage you've just seen, we've got the PPF room that you've seen right here, and in here, which is where we're going to start the journey, is the wash and prep room. Now, the significance of this space is that NVN London is almost as big as this room, which is unbelievable, but I'm trying to set some context. So in MVN London, we've split one entire room to do the whole paint protection film process, which is receiving the cars, doing the paint inspection and check, the wash, the detailing, and then on to the PPF section. But in MVN Dubai, this whole space here is just wash and paint prep. And come and check out this wash bay. Not only is it massive, but it's gorgeous too. So, back here, look. So this whole area here, this is just for washing cars. May not seem a big deal on camera, but to be able to wash 3 cars independently, consecutively, in this beautiful space, and the whole thing has been graded. So just here, look, these tiles, these arc up, and these tiles gradually arc down. So none of the excess water goes into the sort of paint inspection area here. And here, we're able to wash 3 cars simultaneously. From a productivity point of view, that is a game changer. It means that we can constantly turn cars around much faster. Now then, not sure if the camera's picking this up, but if you come by here, what I love is this wall here. The tiles, they continue from the floor all the way up the wall, and we've got this massive MVN Motorworks logo on the back wash wall here. Looks so nice. Speaking of so nice, check out this pista. That is a spec. Look at that. Look at the interior. Check this out. Wow. I mean, that has had some atelier options ticked for sure. Very special. Anyway, we will immerse you in a proper episode of In the Bay today, the first time we've ever filmed from Dubai in the future, but this is really an intro into NVN Dubai itself. Now, something that we don't have over in London is this bay here. Check this out. And the way that the reflections pop off every surface of the body of the car, it allows the guys here to really inspect every surface to make sure that we effectively paint correct each surface to perfection. The idea is better than factory, and then we preserve it in the PPF after the paint application has been fully treated. This thing takes it to a whole different level, and how good does that gull wing look in that light cage? Looks so cool. And then all of this here, this is just for the paint prep. So once it's been through these stages, had the inspections, that's when all of the little blue stickers go on. If you remember blue stickers from MVN London, that's when any imperfections have been identified. We then put blue stickers on, the team goes around and gets the paint back to perfect. And if it needs it, we can offer resprays, retouches, etc. We've also teamed up with someone out here to do complete new interiors, which we shall show in a minute. One of the best examples I've seen of new interiors. Before that, let's just talk about this 812 GTS. Now this is one of 5 in the world. This is very much an invite-only car. If you come and check this out, this is a tailor-made, and it has very bespoke blue leather with a stunning sort of vintage finish to it. This blue is specifically developed for this car. As I mentioned, there's only 5 of these cars in the world. It has matte black alloys here and this contrasting bronze and silver line that sweeps around the lower quarter of the car. It is a really stunning spec, and has a GTS as well. And then casually, we've just had a 918 Spider as well. We'll speak with client to see if he wants to maintain the matte aesthetic, so it'll probably want a matte paint protection film on it. 2 Morgans. I haven't seen a Morgan for years, and then all of a sudden 2 literally roll along at the same time, and they are bracing a stunning Aston Martin DBS Superleggera. Look at this. Now talk about distressed vintage leather. The interior of this, it actually reminds me of our Timothy Alton lounge. This really summarizes the car culture out here. There's over there, we've got one of the latest, greatest, rarest 812 GTSs with this artisan handmade product from England. DBS Superleggera, beautiful tan interior on that one, and then a much more traditional Morgan there. These things out here must turn heads because you don't see many classic cars, or shall I say classic looking cars out here, although I do believe the classic car scene is on the rise. Anyway, over here is handover bay. So once a car has finished its process, which also takes place through there, we have this here. So these 2 cars are now awaiting handover, and it's in this sort of massive spotlit bay. It's a cool process. Anyway, through here. So remember, it's split into 3 rooms. This is receiving cars, wash, inspection, paint prep. And this entire room here, everything here is purely paint protection film application. So we can simultaneously apply PPF to 12 cars at once here. 12 cars. The turnaround is incredible. Such is the relentless car culture here that the turnover of cars is vast. So that's why we've allocated so much space to being able to do 12 cars simultaneously. Now then, people who are familiar with MVN in London, that ultimately set the CI, the corporate identity for MVNs of the future. So you may see this here. I mean, the team has done an incredible job. We've used exactly the same containers, Pantones for paint, light boxes, everything is exactly the same, only in NVN Dubai style. This is 3 times as large as our light box in MVN London. Very cool indeed, but same concept. We've got PPF templating room here, and we have storage office over there. And later on in the year, a mezzanine is being built up here for effectively more space. I reckon we should probably install a simulator up there maybe. If I stood here, MVN London. I mean, it's the same thing. MVN London, MVN Dubai. And also our office, our templating office is huge. In fact, join me. Look at this. So this is all of the area where templating takes place. The majority of it is plotted over here, and then we end up laying it up on here, checking the templates are fine, and you can also see we dabble in wraps here too, of which there is now a colored PPF available, so you can protect the paintwork on your car while changing the color of it as well, and the finish of it is gorgeous. Check out this as well. It looks like we're also doing some go-kart bits and bobs in PPF, so that's good. Anyway, now then, let's talk about this. Welcome to Dubai, right? So this car has actually had the color change PPF applied to it. And actually, I have to say the finish of it, generally when you wrap a car, the paint finish, as it were, isn't that great. You could often tell it's a wrap. I've got to say, as far as plastic wrap goes, the finish of this is fantastic, and it doubles up as a paint protection film. However, the really trick bit is the interior of this car. Look at this. Honestly, I appreciate it might not be to everyone's taste. However, this car has been entirely retrimmed. This is not the original spec, and despite the fact that it might split opinions in terms of aesthetic, the quality of the installation of this complete interior out, completely new pink interior in, the paint finish and the interior finish, the leather, even the smell of it, the way that they finished this, it feels factory, but it actually wasn't done at the factory, and it's such a good job. So yeah, if you can think it, we can make it happen. And I honestly think, as far as jobs go, that is up there with one of the craziest, but also one of the best I've seen. Very cool. And then on to room 3, which I think is probably my favorite. You see, what we also get a lot of from our clients is the demand for storage. And so we answered that with our third room here. So NVN Dubai is actually over 30,000 square foot, and over 10,000 of it is set up for this. Now the awesome thing about this place, obviously, effectively we're in the desert. So it's humidity controlled, it's temperature controlled, it's air conditioned for the right time of the year, and all cars are constantly kept on trickle charge. They are on tire cradles to make sure you don't get any flat spotting if they're stood for time, and guaranteed all of these cars are available as a turnkey solution within 10 minutes of phoning up to access your car. So there's no 24-hour advance notice. They are always ready to go within 10 minutes of you arriving. And it is just unbelievable to walk through here. Z8 up there, Chiron there, 2 TDFs, a Scuderia, and let's keep it real with a 50th anniversary Range Rover over here. That's what I love about this place. It is a complete melting pot of craziness. Also, it's large enough to use an electric go-kart. So as always, thanks so much for watching. I shall see you next time. Ciao!